for the first time ever, and so the so-called Red Flag Air Force drill in the U.S. is underway with both Israel and Jordan in attendance. And as correspondent Mohammad Alkassim explains, it's likely just one of many signs of a new set of alliances in the Middle East.
As Israel's relations with the U.S. have cooled, Jordan's military ties with Israel are warmer than ever. In a first last week, Israeli Air Force fuel tankers escorted Jordanian fighter jets across the Atlantic Ocean on their way to participate in the Red Flag military exercises in the United States. Those exercises usually involve either Israel or an Arab country, but not this time. According to the website Foxtrot Alpha, which focuses on aviation security, 5 Jordanian F-15 fighters were seen flying alongside Israeli KC-707 fuel tankers in the mid-Atlantic. Military observers say this new alliance could be the result of recent political changes across the Mideast. Gulf countries led by Saudi Arabia, in addition to Egypt and Jordan, have long seen Iran as an adversary. Now, with a nuclear deal, their concern has stepped up. There is also a new common regional enemy these days, the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, a threat touching the entire Middle East. Jordan and Israel have worked together on security and intelligence issues in the past, but this military cooperation could usher in a new era of relationships in the ever-volatile Middle East. And though Israel has been the historical enemy in the eyes of Arab states, if these events are any indication, old nemesis are now united against new common threats, Iran and ISIS.
And with me right now is correspondent Mohammad Alkassim. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me. We can say that if we can be relaxed from one country in the Middle East right now, God forbid, is Jordan. Jordan is the only stable country that is maintaining stability in the region, and maybe that Israel can actually trust with its peace accord that it has with it.
It looks like the strongest peace between Israel and any Arab country is between Israel and Jordan. And the stability of Jordan is very important to not only to the region, but also to Israel. And because of that, we are seeing unfamiliar coalitions and cooperations between Israel and Arab countries, mainly Jordan. Israel has just inked a deal with Jordan to supply it with at least 12 drones for Jordan to protect its borders from Daesh, its borders with Syria and its borders with Iraq. Also, just in the last few months, Israel had supplied Jordan with 16 Cobras helicopter attacking planes. Those planes Israel had put in out of service, but it has given them to Jordan to help Jordan also with its war.
Although Israel declaring that it's not getting into the war with IS. But I try to explain to me, Mohammed, how come Jordan is becoming such or just warming up the relationship with Israel? Because we are always talking about a cold peace, that this is a peace that it's been agreed upon, but everything is good. You are there, we are here, we have like silent on the border. How come Jordan is getting into business with just a few months ago, Jordan wanted to open the Al-Aqsa Mosque for prayers from all the religions? How come it's happening?
Well, there is a common enemy now that's threatening not only Jordan, but also Israel. And this is the first time that we are seeing that publicly that Jordan and Israel are cooperating militarily. We've seen, we know that there is peace between these two countries. We've seen that there has been economic cooperations and in other venues, but not militarily. Air fighters from Royal Jordanian have been assisted and filled with fuel by Israeli tankers. They are doing joint military exercises as we speak in Nevada and the United States. Because of Daesh, it looks like Daesh has united Arab countries with Israel. If you talked about this just a few years ago, this would have been unbelievable and people would have called you crazy.
Because if we are looking at the other side, because if we will look at the Rafah border, for example, if we look at the Sinai border, we will see the same thing happening with Egypt.
That's true, and there is cooperation between Egypt and Israel, and it's not a secret, really. Israel allowed Egypt to let its army, large divisions, get into Sinai to fight Daesh in Sinai. So Jordan it's not a first for an Arab country to cooperate militarily with Israel, but when it comes to Jordan, it's the first time. And we're seeing also ties strengthen, even though it's in secret, between Israel and some of the Gulf countries.
Well, this looks interesting. Maybe the next edition we will do it in Jordan. Correspondent Mohammad Alkassim, thank you very, very much for this. We're going out for a small break, 2 minutes, and I'll be back for the second part of the news today. Don't go anywhere.